The Silverstream Forest we think is a really exciting opportunity for the progression of development in this part of the world, which is obviously Upper Hutt is a fantastic community that's here. Silverstream Forest is essentially a brand name for the Guildford Timber Company. The Guildford Timber Company has been in operation for over 100 years in this area and is really proud of its input into the community here. So I think it's really important for people to understand that the land as it currently sits is not required and does not have any active stormwater management. Essentially the rain that falls will find its way down the hill. It'll work its way through difficult land substrates and soil types, and what will inevitably happen is that we'll have downstream impacts on the network. What we're proposing is that with this targeted and professionally designed development, is that with the development will come specific targeted stormwater measures, and so the actual net benefit to the to the surrounding communities and the downstream networks will be less stormwater issues, not more. We have always considered that it's the best way to do that is to work closely with local communities and local councils, specifically with regards to the mechanisms that would enable development on this land. We're knocking on pretty much exactly 20 years of discussions with council. We've been through a variety of frameworks of options with council about how that could work, whether it would be a private plan change or a public plan change, or utilising other structures such as the IAF structure, which was that council actually put a submission in for. We recognise that political attitudes can change. We are fully committed to managing what we can manage and resourcing and making this development a reality where we can. One piece of support we do need is to have the ability to put a roading corridor over a very small percentage of the Silverstream Spur, so we can connect the two pieces of land which we do have control over and make this development a reality. It really comes down to urban design principles really, and where growth in population is most logically positioned to feed into existing communities and to work with existing transport networks. We want ideally a way that people can walk or ride their bike and connect into the local train station, and for it to become a vibrant part of Silverstream and Pinehaven. If we were looking at other access routes, they just don't tick those same metrics from our point of view, and potentially pull the development out of the heart of the local community, which is where we see it as most appropriately put. I think it's a place that people want to live. In my opinion, if people want to live in your community, that's the best possible result. It brings vibrancy, it brings families, it brings business, it brings somewhere to go out for dinner. It brings energy, and if people are wanting to live in Upper Hutt, we think that's a fantastic situation, and we're really keen to support it.
Our main concerns are around the Silverstream Spur and the use of that for a major collector road. The Society has been engaged on this issue for about 12 years now, ranging from when the council wanted to sell it outright, and then they wanted to do a land swap, and then in the sort of more recent years they've started a plan change process to zone the entire spur as natural open space, and we believe that the land should stay as a reserve without a road. It doesn't need a road on it. There's been claims that you need a road on it to create access to it. Well, that's simply incorrect. The council moved in 2001 that public access to that land was as of right. So, and yeah, there are other options for the developer to access their development, but they've had an arrangement with various factions of the council that have meant that they've never even gone and explored any of those other options in any detail. So so we've done the calculations on that, and they would need approximately 10% of the spur to be able to have the road that would be required under Upper Hutt City Council's engineering code to cater for the amount of traffic that this proposed subdivision would create. We're not talking about a little minor narrow road up the hill. It is going to be quite a major road because it's got to cater for up to around 2,000 to 3,000 houses. they're proposing to build, and that's similar volume of traffic movements twice a day, and we don't believe that once the road's there that would be the end of it. We know that Guildfords have for a long time have had their eyes on building houses on the spur. They claim not to, but then in the next breath they want to again. So we don't trust them, we don't believe them, and I think it's time they found somewhere else to build their road.